These are your people. You go back to the Drexel days and Apollo, and so many of these big financiers are here, but you're here for a different reason. One of the statistics that just blew me away about the work you're doing is that something like 47% of jobs are going to be eliminated by technology in 20 years. Is that right?
There are studies out there that are making that case. But I think one of the key things is more about how jobs will change, because they are going to change very dramatically as a result of...
So let's dig into one very specific technology example, which is driverless cars.
Right.
Cars no longer have drivers. Those people will not have jobs. What happens? How do you flow through that?
Well, it's interesting. I've been using that as an example for the last probably 3 years. Now it's obviously a very common subject. It's the number one job in 32 states in this nation. It's a staggering statistic. And yes, over, I don't know, it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it might be, these are largely going to be eliminated. And the key is going to be, how do we reskill and re-educate this, this is a middle-class job today. Right. How are we going to reskill and re-educate these people? We actually have a panel tomorrow at the Milken Conference specifically on the concept of how the reskilling and re-educating of the 48-year-old in this country. But these are, obviously individuals. Some will be much more capable to reskill for the new jobs out there. And then some, will clearly be a challenge. But one example I was using for a long time is, and hopefully we get back on track, infrastructure. We're talking about a massive infrastructure need in this country. And I would think a lot of these people could be retrained and reskilled for the infrastructure jobs of the future.
Let's talk about data and analytics, because that's something that obviously is very front of mind for a lot of companies. Marketing certainly is an area where that is coming more and more to the fore, but data and analytics potentially could put people out of jobs. So what's the pivot there? How do you deal with that?
So as I've been very involved in the data analytics area for a long time. And back in 2008, I really started thinking a lot about this and how, for example, how a marketing department of 10 becomes a marketing department of 2, and you get better answers just through the massive amounts of data and the analysis and analytics that go along with. We're still in the early stages of that, but that is going to come on extremely quickly, and thus, those 8 jobs in marketing that I spoke of, those are good middle and upper middle class jobs. Those are disappearing. However, data and analytics, there won't be an aspect of business, government, or the not-for-profit world that won't be driven by data and analytics as we move forward. And thus, as a result, so many jobs with data and analytics skills are going to be created. It may be one of the greatest job creations in this country.
So who's going to pay for all of it? Who's going to pay for all this training?
Well, what I've been working on is the whole idea of searching for the solutions out there. And to be very honest with you, my view is that solutions are largely at the local level. It's corporations, it's not-for-profits, academic entities, and local government working in different combinations together. And one of my efforts is talking particularly with corporations who are working in these areas, because I do believe corporations have, one, the greatest visibility into the issues. They just have to look in their 4 walls. 2, they better be looking carefully, because otherwise they're going to have a problem 5 years from now.
And are CEOs willing to pay for it, you think?
We're getting, it's beginning. It's still a small group of corporations that are really taking the lead. But the awareness that this issue is coming on so fast is fine. That's what Working Nation's about. It's creating the awareness amongst massive audiences, including CEOs.
Yeah.
I was in a private session this morning with all CEOs, and I laid it out. And but these guys generally had a pretty decent understanding.